Alright, today we're going to explain the process of running through fuel injector cleaner and running through a top-end engine clean using a vacuum line. So what we have here is our kit to run the fuel system cleaner, which takes care of your fuel injectors, and it'll go through and clean up a lot of deposits and carbon buildup. What we've already done is we poured the solution into the tank here and connected it. We're not actually going to run it. I'm just going to go through the process of hooking it up and explain what it does. So, like I said, we put our solution in, we've got it hooked up, we've got our connector here, and what we would do is screw that onto the Schrader valve here that goes into the fuel rail and feeds each injector. So that would hook up here, and once we have that hooked up, we would hook up our air hose here. That would give us air pressure here. We'd adjust it to about 40 psi, and once we open this valve here, that'll take our pressure over to this gauge, which should equal out and give us pressure going down into the fuel rail. Now when we run this, what we'll want to do is, since we want the vehicle to run off of our cleaning solution so it can go through and not run too rich, we don't want any fuel coming from the fuel pump, what we would do is go into our fuels box, remove the fuel pump relay, and we turn the key and get that fuel pressure out of there so that no fuel pressure is being pumped from the fuel pump. Once that takes place, we'll go ahead and start up the vehicle, and we'll have our pressures already set because we'll have our hose hooked up. We'll use this valve here to adjust that pressure, and it'll pump the solution directly into the fuel rail, which will go directly into the combustion chambers. So once that's running, that solution will go through. The fuel injectors will spray it, it'll be mixed with the air, spark, and we'll have the combustion. What that's going to do is break up the deposits of carbon and just combustion buildup that's gotten into the combustion chamber on the cylinder heads, and get that cleaned up, and it'll push it through the fuel system and out of the tailpipe to clean out the fuel system. The other process that we could do, we don't have that gauge available. It's not really a gauge, it's more of a like an IV drip. What we would do is disconnect the vacuum line that goes into the intake, where the brake booster goes into the intake. We would hook that up, and we would have it's a different solution that you would pour in. You would get a steady drip. You have the car with both processes. You want to keep the RPMs around 1500 to 2000 RPMs, just to go ahead and keep that flow through to push all that stuff out. Now our other solution that we would hook up and go straight into the intake, and it would go in and it would clean out the top end of the motor, which is going to be where your lifters and valves are and everything. That's going to go in directly into the intake and be taken in with the air that goes into the combustion chambers and through your valves and everything. That's going to all get cleaned out, and again, it's going to be pushed out through the exhaust system, and it's going to break up, like I said, carbon buildup and deposits, and it's just going to keep everything clean in there. This is a process some manufacturers recommend that you run it once every 25,000 miles or so. It's all going to depend on how you drive your vehicle and what type of vehicle you have. But those are two processes to help keep the top end of your motor and your fuel system clean. A lot of the kits that you buy will have a few bottles. It'll have one bottle that'll go for the injectors, one bottle for your top end of the motor. It'll have a bottle so you can take your intake hose off and clean out where your throttle body is, and it'll have another bottle that gets poured directly into the gas tank. And all of these solutions work together to clean out the entire fuel system and get it all pushed out through the exhaust. But that's how this process works with the gauge, with doing a fuel injection clean.